What is classroom management? A classroom management plan is a set of rules designed to hold students accountable for their behavior. It also details procedure for how a classroom operates throughout a school day, such as procedures for when a student takes tests or when there are emergency situations. Why is classroom management so important? When done effectively, classroom management is important for three main reasons: create and sustain an orderly learning environment in the classroom, improves meaningful academic learning and fosters social emotional growth, increase students' academic engagement, and lower negative classroom behavior. Classroom management strategies for teachers. Classroom management techniques shown to improve classroom behavior, build relationships for a better classroom community, and foster a positive classroom environment where student learning is the number one collective goals. Try these effective classroom management strategies with your students to become a happier, more effective teacher. 1. Model ideal behavior. Make a habit of demonstrating behavior you want to see. As many studies show that modeling effectively teaches students how to act in different situations. A straightforward way to model certain behaviors is holding a mock conversation with an administrator, other teacher, or student helper in front of the class, talking about a test or other relatable topic. Be sure to use polite language, maintain eye contact, keep phones in your pockets, let one another speak uninterrupted, raise concerns about one another's statements in a respectful manner. Let students help establish guidelines. Encourage all students to help you build classroom expectations and rules, as you'll generate more buy in than just telling them what they are not allowed to do. This is especially essential for new teachers. Near the start of the school year or during the first day of the semester, start a discussion by asking students what they believe should and shouldn't fly in terms of appropriate behavior. At what point are phones okay and not okay? What are acceptable noise levels during lessons? This may seem like you're setting yourself up for failure, but depending on the makeup of your class, you may be shocked at the strictness of some proposed rules. Regardless, having a discussion should lead to mutually understood and respective expectation for your classroom culture. Document rules. Don't let your mutually respected guidance go forgotten. Similar to handing out a syllabus, print and distribute the list of rules that the class discussion generated, then go through the list with your students, going this emphasis the fact that you respect their ideas and intend to adhere to them. And when a student breaks a rule, it'll be easy for you to point to this document. You'll likely want to post these rules up in your classroom, if you haven't already, for occasional references. If you're feeling creative, you can include the rule list in a student handbook with important dates, events, and curriculum information. Avoid punishing the class. Address isolated discipline problems individually instead of punishing the entire class, as the latter can hurt your relationships with students who are on task and thereby jeopardize other classroom management efforts. Instead, call out specific students in a friendly manner. For example, do you have a question? Not. Stop talking and disrupting other students. Do you need help focusing? Not. Pay attention and stop fooling around while I'm talking. This basic approach will allow you to keep a friendly disposition while immediately acknowledging inappropriate behavior. Reward specific student at the end of its lesson in front of the class is another motivational and behavior Reinforcement technique. Let's say a few students are actively listening throughout the entire lesson, answering questions and asking their own. Before the class ends, walk over their desk to give them a raffle tickets so others can learn. State aloud what each student did to earn the tickets. On Friday, they can submit their tickets for a short at the price that changes each week, from candy to being able to choose a game for the next class party. Build excitement for content and lesson plans. This one works well no matter the grade level, elementary, school, middle school, or high school. Start lessons by previewing particularly exciting parts, hooking student interest from the get go. As the bell rings and the students settle, go through an agenda of the day highlights for the whole class. This could include group tasks, engaging bits of content, and anything else to pique curiosity. For example, throughout the day, you'll learn about how to talk like you're a teacher, why you don't know anymore, who's won the lottery, what all the presidents of the United States have had in common. The goal of this classroom management technique is to immediately interest students in your agenda and thereby dissuade misbehavior. Right group contacts. Help student group work run smoothly and effectively by writing contracts and contain guidelines. Having everyone sign group contracts should be based on expectations that students have for each other and you have for them. You can gather the class thoughts by holding the discussion about what the ideal group member does and how he or she acts. Once you've written the contract, encourage students to come up with consequences for violating expectations by having them sign a fresh version of the contract before each group task and project, or empowering them to hold each other accountable. Address inappropriate or off-task behavior quickly. Avoid hesitation when you must address inappropriate or off-task behavior, especially when a student breaks a document rule. Acting sooner than later will help ensure that negative feelings, whether between student or you and a student, won't fester. Failure to act can result in more poor behavior leading to needlessly difficult conversation, but keep in mind it's usually best to talk to the student in private. Research shows that punishing students in front of peers has limited value.